Hey everyone, this is Steve with Alldogs Offroad, and today I'm going to help you configure your complete kit. So this is a question we get all the time. We do have a lot of options on it, so this is kind of to give you a general idea of what may be best for you and under what circumstances you'll want to pick specific options. So this is going to be applicable to our second gen Nissan Frontier, second gen Nissan Xterra, and then our second gen Toyota Tacoma and third gen Toyota Tacoma. The options that we have on the drop downs are all very similar, so I'm just going to go through on the Frontier one because it all pretty much crosses over to the Tacomas more or less. So the first option is going to be your coil spring choice. This kit comes with Bilstein 5100 shocks, so that's going to be the very base of the kit. That's not going to be something that you're going to be able to modify on the drop downs, but everything else you'll be able to. So coil spring choice, medium or heavy. On the Toyotas, we have light, medium, and heavy, but for the Nissans, we only have medium and heavy. We generally recommend medium for the overwhelming amount of people. Medium will give you really good lift numbers. It'll give you 2 inches on the Nissan platforms, and it'll give you probably 2.25 to 2.5 on the Toyota platforms. It'll ride really well, and it won't be overly firm. Now, if you have an aftermarket bumper, such as a plate bumper with a winch or a tube bumper with a winch or something along those lines where you just have that extra weight in the front, that would be an instance in which you would want the heavy springs. But if you don't have any of that, the medium is going to be what you want. The danger of running a heavy duty spring when you don't have the weight to dictate it is that you're going to have too much ride height and your shocks are going to be topped out at ride height. So you're going to have limited down travel when you're off-roading or even just daily driving, and it's going to ride a little bit firm for you. So the medium coils are going to be what you want in most cases. The body lifts here are exclusive to the Nissans. I don't think that we have them set up for the Toyota platforms. We do not. And this is just if you want to get a little bit of extra ground clearance. On the if you just want to gain a little bit of extra clearance to fit bigger tires or something like that, you can add on a body lift because it won't affect your suspension geometry, it won't impact your ride quality, and it's a very affordable way to get more lift without having to mess with your suspension at all. So that option allows you to add on a body lift on top of the base 2-inch suspension kit. This is something else that is not included in the Toyotas, but it is on the Nissans. To add a top plate spacer, this will give you an additional 1/2 inch of lift. It'll give you a little bit of coil bucket contact at full droop, but for most people, even on pretty moderate wheeling, you're never going to experience it. But if you wanted to add aftermarket upper control arms, that would be a great upgrade if you plan on adding this spacer. So this is pretty self-explanatory. This is something that we have on all of our kits. Coilover assembly, as you can see in this picture, this is how the base kit will ship. It'll ship with the springs unassembled, and you are responsible for assembling it yourself and reusing your factory top hats, which should go right here. If you select this coilover assembly option, we will perform the assembly in-house with brand new KYB upper isolators, and that's going to be most of the cost for this $150 upcharge. Some of the cost is our labor, but most of it is going to be for the brand new upper isolators. If you didn't use that, you would just need to reuse the ones that you pull off of your truck when you're doing your upgrade. So the next one is going to be add upper control arms. This is something that we have on all of the kits over here. Add upper control arms. With the Toyotas, we offer SPC and Dirt King, while for the Nissans, we only offer SPC because Dirt King does not make a Frontier and Xterra upper control arm, unfortunately. So this is something that will help you dial in your alignment, especially if you choose SPC. It includes an adjustable ball joint, so it really helps you get that good tire clearance while also keeping your alignment in spec. And it's a great upgrade, especially if you're due for a suspension refresh anyway. And they are fairly expensive, but the strength, the clearance, and the alignment that they offer is a great investment to make. You don't want to be burning through tires just because you don't want to spend the money on upper control arms. But for just the base kits, none of the base kits between any of these actually require the upper control arms. It's just an option that we have available in case you wanted to go that direction. The last one that we get, oh, actually, I skipped over this one. I'm so sorry. The leaf pack assembly. So by default, all of these kits are going to come with our 3-leaf add-a-leaf. So that's going to add 3 leaves per side to your truck instead of most traditional 1-leaf add-a-leaves. The benefit of a 3-leaf add-a-leaf is that it allows us to give them more of a progressive rate that's going to make your ride a little bit better. Sometimes we've seen single blade add-a-leaves that ride a little bit firm because their goal is just to give you lift at the expense of your ride quality. So the 3-leaf design replaces your overload leaf and firms up your ride a little bit without being overly firm. And it gives you your leaf pack the much needed support it needs throughout the lower sections of it. So great option, and it'll ride really well for you. The next 2 options would be our Broverland leaf packs or our Performance leaf packs. Now I have a separate video talking about the pros and cons of each of those that I will link either in the description or right now, which will kind of give you the rundown between the 2 packs. But a 10-second distinction would be the Broverland packs are designed for people who use their truck as a jack-of-all-trades truck, and the Performance packs are people who use their truck as a dedicated off-road rig. The Performance packs are also more expensive because it has more leaves and it's also military wrapped. So that's a very quick synopsis of it, but I'll also link the video so you can go take a look there. Coming down to U-bolt flip kit, it's probably the most affordable upgrade you can add, but the benefits of it are minimal unless you're out playing on the rocks a lot. The concept of U-bolt flip is that by default, your U-bolts point down from your leaf pack and bolt your leaf pack to your axle. That means that the nuts and washers that attached to your U-bolts are pointed down. As you can see, kind of like right here where I'm pointing my mouse, you can see they aim down. But a U-bolt flip kit reorients your U-bolts so it points up, and it gives you a little bit more clearance at the axle, which helps when you're crawling over rocks and stuff like that. Now, I generally say for most people it's a waste of money because the reality is that there's a lot of other things on your axle that hangs lower than a U-bolt than U-bolts do anyway, such as your rear shock mounts and the center of your differential. And those are going to scrape long before your U-bolts will scrape. So unless you're out on the rocks, I really wouldn't recommend it. It's kind of a hassle and you have to mess around with your bump stops a little bit more. So take that into consideration and kind of reflect upon what your actual goals are with the truck. And that'll help you make a more informed decision. One thing to note is that our Frontier and Xterra Complete kits come with camber bolts by default, while our Toyota ones do not, and you have to add these on. The reasoning for that is that the Toyotas come with eccentric adjustable cam bolts from the factory, while the Nissans do not. So that's why we include it by default. On the Nissans, you'll want to put them in to dial your alignment in. On the Toyotas, I would say that you would only need to pick these up if you were planning on either replacing your lower control arms altogether, or if your cam bolts are seized and you're just unable to get those things to turn to get your alignment in spec. That would be the instance in which you would want to pick up these cam bolts. While for the Frontiers and Xterras, we do it because they just come with normal bolts in the factory. So these cam bolts will help you get your alignment in spec. Now, the most common configuration we see with these kits come through is medium coil springs with assembly and with our Broverland packs. This is the most common, as I said before. And right now, our Toyota Tacoma leaf packs, we don't have a Broverland pack on the site, but we actually did just get our prototype Broverland in for that, so we'll be doing some testing, and that'll be coming very soon, so keep an eye out for that. At the time in which you're watching this video, it very well may be that there is a Broverland option for the Tacomas, but not right now. Should be within the next couple months, though. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I just did this video because it's a question we get a lot, and this should hopefully help you, pick out which configuration of the Alldogs Offroad Complete Kit is going to be best for your specific applications. Again, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and I hope you have a good one. Thanks.